Hello, Capricorn, and Happy New Year. This is your teen general and love and romance reading or outlook forecast for January, like I said. And we're starting out here with retreat and inspiration with the first week in January. And when we talk about retreat, we're talking about taking time for yourself, doing things for yourself, maybe taking a rest. We just got over the holidays. Maybe you've been going through some stressful times. Financially, or burning the candle at both ends. So they're saying to you to take a little bit of a break and go within your inner self. When you take a break and you get your thoughts and everything all in order and things are calming down for you a little bit, within your head, then you end up getting a little bit of maybe some new ideas, some creative ideas, a little bit of inspiration. You feel refreshed. So these new ideas in problem solving or even just taking that break to get refreshed and renewed is inspiring. So for the first week in January, I see a lot of you just taking that time to go deep within yourselves and sort out those things that are going on within your mind and within your life. And we have the Ace of Fire also for this week. And when you do this, there's like possible career advancement, there's opportunity. They're saying basically change your life now. Okay, so aces are usually like new beginnings, starting out fresh. So when you get that and you get this inspiration, you might be seeking a new job. You might be seeking, changes within your life. So they're saying change it now. Do this now. It's the beginning of January. Go ahead and make those changes within you or within your life that you need to make. So make sure you get a lot of rest, okay? And it might be really difficult because even though you have these new opportunities or you want to change, but unfortunately you're kind of like stuck in a stalemate. You're kind of like unwilling to make a decision, maybe even unwilling to make those changes that you need to make within yourself or within your life. It's like you're battling within yourself, battling within your mind. You're kind of looking as if there's really no problem going on, and you're not kind of looking at things from a reality. So make sure that you take the time to do what it says, really get out of your head. And, if you're in a little bit of a denial, take the time to really sit down and meditate, or just, like I said, clear your mind. There's plenty of like even meditational and relaxing type videos that can help you on YouTube. If you have a few minutes, some of them are like really good. I like the ones with the binaural beats in them because those really work on the chakras and the mind, and they're kind of cool. So as we enter, I can't speak today, wonderful Mercury retrograde, but as we enter into the second week, we're seeing here Earth Force and meditation. Again, reinforcing that meditation, and the Earth Force is utilizing that energy from the Earth, from Gaia, to go ahead and, become grounded, become focused, working more on yourself, on your inner self. Okay, definitely taking that time to meditate, to be, get your thoughts in line. What are these changes that need to be made within your life, within yourself, to get you towards your goals and your dreams, okay? You can't stay in limbo all the time, okay? And you can't pretend that things aren't going on. And you certainly have these opportunities coming to you, but you can't sit on them, forever either. So you really need to do that. I do recommend, like I said, highly going to YouTube and checking out a lot of the meditational and relaxation CDs. Then we have the Page of Air in the second week of January and the Emperor. Okay, you're getting, there's going to be some delays, changing of your plans. Somebody might confront you with the truth if you are in denial on something, and they're not going to be very tactful about it. Okay, again, a page, new beginning, young energy, very young energy is with the pages. Okay, so it could even be a child or a teenager or somebody who's in their early is going to come and give you this information, and they're very honest, they're very logical, but they're very to the point. Okay, so it's going to be tough hearing some of this information possibly, okay? But whatever situation that you're in at the time and it has you in limbo, it's something that's going to be a wake-up call, okay? And what's going to happen is you're going to become the emperor. And the emperor is, and the person actually, when we talk about air signs, we're talking usually about like an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini, possibly could be giving you the news. And the emperor is either somebody who's older that maybe you can that kind of cut out and locked up on me. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit here. So this person could be an air sign. It could be an Aries. It could be, air sign is an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini, and they're usually younger. Or it could be somebody who's older too, who's going to come in. That would be an Aries who's going to do that, because Aries can have that energy also of being, very straightforward and to the point in a lot of things. And it's going to restructure you and discipline you, and you might even step into the role of the emperor after you receive this news or this information that's going to make you become more organized and logical and structured and disciplined, okay? And it's very important for you. So in the third week, we talk about miracles and patience. So whatever the situation is, things are looking up in the third week in January for you, okay? And miracles happen when we put the work and the effort into this, and we put it out to the universe, and we prove that, we're staying positive, we're staying grounded and focused and balanced, and we're moving forward and we're taking action in what it is that we need. But also be patient, because things can move pretty fast, okay? They can move pretty fast. But the thing is that you start becoming more inner peace within the third week. Your wishes are coming true. Your concerns are going to be fading away. There's a lot of contentment. Your home life becomes better. And there's successful completion of a project. So you're in the home stretch in the third week. Okay. So it's just perseverance and pushing ahead. Your dreams and wishes are coming true. Also, we talk about the Knight of Water. We talk about, emotions. We talk about love. It's, the love of life, getting a whole new outlook on life. Or somebody could be coming in also who could be a water sign, which is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. In the fourth week, we enter in January. We have wisdom and grace. And wisdom is what you've learned, okay, what you've learned on this journey of the things that you've gone through, and using that wisdom to not repeat that cycle again. Okay, lessons learned. It's tapping into your higher self and saying, okay, I've got this now, and I'm going to continue on this path. I like this change. I like the outcome, and here we go. And these changes, you can handle it with a lot of grace. And, it's going to humble you and make you feel like really good. It's going to make you feel very successful. Okay, so a lot of changes, whether it be in relationship, whether it be in job circuit, whether it be in your home situation or finances, things are looking up. The end of the third week, working into the fourth week, and your lessons have been learned. And we also have, the ending of a difficult situation, which is the 10 of air sign. Definitely embracing this change. Good things are, going to happen and get better now, and you're recovering. And some people, it even could be from an addiction. That's what the card says. An addiction doesn't necessarily have to be drugs and alcohol. It could be sex, an addiction to sex. It could be an addiction to a person. It can be an addiction to video games. It can be, an addiction to, food, anything like that. Whatever this changes you've gone through, it's going to break that cycle, and you're going to have like an awakening. Things are going to be looking different to you. You might even have a temporary standstill, but you just need to be yourself. Very important to always be yourself. Okay. So whatever it is, this addiction, this addictive behavior, and that's what it could be, is a behavior, a way that you've done things for so many years, and you just keep on repeating that cycle, and you're breaking that cycle. Okay. So we're going to talk about love and romance coming very soon. Those of you who are not in a relationship, who are single, who might be looking for love and romance, it is coming very soon, and the chemistry is out of this world. There's chemistry between the two of you. But you need to free yourself from your past, and not just your past, but the thoughts that you have within your mind that are that are holding you back within love and romance. It's sometimes when we hang on to the past, or we constantly think about the things that were done wrong to us, emotionally, we feel like we're trapped, like we can't move forward. But that's not true. You can move forward. It's all within your own thinking process, okay? And being worried that other people are going to do the same thing to you, or that you, maybe can't get over a past love, but there's other people, and you got to kind of give them a chance. So get out of that thought process within your own mind, okay? You are self-creating this block within you, whether you feel that you can't have a relationship, whether you feel maybe that you're not ready, whether you feel that, that you just can't love anybody else beyond the person who might have even hurt you in the past, or the breakup itself hurt you. You need to clear all that out of your mind, because there's somebody coming to you, all right? And if you don't clear that, okay, this can create a codependent relationship, and that's not what you want to draw into you. And this is the same for coupled and married, signs also, okay? And this is for sun, moon, and rising for Capricorn, okay? And I'm hearing that, there's a lot of people that are holding on to emotions in general, which creates a codependency. That is the fear of, if you're like attached to somebody like 24/7 all the time, because you fear that they're going to cheat on you, or you fear that they're going to leave you, or you fear that they're going to, do something that you don't want them to do because it reminds you of a past relationship. These thoughts come into your mind, and you don't want a codependent relationship. A codependent relationship is actually really a kind of a karmic relationship. When you love somebody and you care about them, and you enter into a relationship, you don't have to be together 24/7. Both people should be able to still carry on their lives and doing the things that they enjoy doing as a single person separately, whether it be different activities or different hobbies that you had, but yet still getting together and enjoying that time together, being together, but you still need to keep that individuality, okay? So it's all about trust, and it's all about releasing those past emotions, okay, and not worrying. The person is there, you love each other, but you don't have to be codependent. That in itself, too, is an addiction, okay? So being addicted to that past, those past thoughts that are negative, that would cause a codependency of making you feel unworthy, or making you feel maybe you might be controlling within a relationship, or maybe your self-confidence is really low. Clear all of that muck out of the way, okay? Because, see, there's an attraction. There's definitely an attraction here, and you do deserve love. It's very important that you understand that you do deserve love. And with the attraction, the chemistry, everything else you have been wanting, your soulmate is coming in. You could be with your soulmate. Maybe you just need to do some readjusting on your relationship or your marriage if you're already in one. Okay, but also understand that this is your soulmate that's coming in for those of you who are single, and you don't want it to be a karmic one. So make sure that you release those thoughts and energies, because what you put out there to the universe is what you're going to draw into you, unless the person is really a strong person that's not going to, display that characteristic with you. So make sure you clear it, because you want this relationship to work. You got to give it a chance, okay? So those of you who are married and are in a relationship already, and there's, you just got done with the holidays, maybe you overspent a little bit, you might be going through some financial difficulties, and things are strained within your relationship, okay? Or maybe somebody, had kind of like a post-traumatic stress disorder. They have that towards a past relationship, and things have come up again. Give the relationship a chance, work together. And also with the Capricorn singles, sun, moon, and rising, it could be that the person is a little bit different than you, or different than your soulmate, could be different of what you expected. They might have similar belief systems and a lot of the same likings and stuff, but it could be different in the fact that you didn't know, you don't know maybe their style of music or the style that they dress. Maybe they might be, different thoughts on religion or politics or it could be anything crazy. But they're saying, give it a chance, okay? And because this is a past life relationship, okay? And so when it's a past life relationship, and you have the right thoughts and the right mindset, okay, it's not a karmic one, okay? So if you release the past, it's not a karmic relationship, okay? It's not a karmic soulmate relationship. The right one will come into you that's not karmic, okay? So make sure that you do what you have to do. And when you talk about a past life relationship, it's that comfort. Like when you first meet each other and you can talk about, so much stuff and you laugh and you have so much in common. And it's just that feeling like, God, I feel like I've known you before. Or I'm so comfortable around you. Is it possible? You think, where do I know this person from? They might look familiar. And when we go through our several lifetimes, the one thing that doesn't change are our eyes. The eyes do not change. Of course, the soul stays the same, but the eyes don't change. Our physical features can change. Our size can change. But when it comes to the eyes never change because the eyes are the window to the soul. So the minute you make that eye contact and you're with them, you recognize that energy. You recognize in their eyes there's something there. And most likely it's from a past life relationship. Now, when we get into the magical, the sexual magic tarot, we look at this and we have the Hermit. And the Hermit is going into his higher self. You're going in, you're thinking about what it is that you want in a relationship. Maybe you've even held off for a while in getting involved into a relationship. Okay? But you think about it, you're thinking about it, and you're going into your higher wisdom. Okay, these are the things that went on in the relationships in the past. This is what I don't want. This is what I don't want. And taking that time to really think about what it is that you do want in a relationship. How do you want your relationship to go? Okay, and this is focusing on it and looking at the red candle. Red candle, a lot of times, represents love and passion. Okay, so this person's looking actually for a passionate relationship, which with the soulmate coming in, yes, it will be a passionate one. Okay, and the Knave of Chalices, he's, again, planning it out. He's fighting within himself. Okay, these emotions within himself. And it could be male or female, because we're not going to be gender specific, because this is a word I'm looking for, a reading for several people. Okay, it's not, so I'm not going to do gender specific. Okay, but we talk about this, and you see he's crumpling up the paper. No, that's not what I want. That's the past. I don't want that. This is what I want. So he's planning it out. He's planning it out. And again, the pink candle also represents love. Okay, and it's a form of healing. But I look at these people under the moonlight, secrets in the past. This was like him younger in the past. And it's like coming back. It's coming back to like haunt him in his mind. And he's like, no, that's not what I want. I want, the loving and the passionate and the caring part of the relationship, emotional, because the knaves of chalices is about water sign and emotions. Water sign could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or anybody who carries that. And even sun, moon, and rising, they could be. Okay, it could be you. But not wanting the past and planning out what it is that you want. And then temperance, taking the time, being patient, and really still going back and forth, planning, getting yourself ready for this relationship. And then the Knight of Chalices appears, and you could be the knight going to somebody, or somebody could be coming to you and getting ready to offer you love, okay? Or you are going to offer somebody else love. Somebody has come into your life, and they have a message for you. Knights carry messages, and the Knight of Cups is a little bit slower approaching because they are emotional, they are compassionate, they can be very romantic. Okay, so again, this could be you, or it could be somebody coming in. And then we have the King of Wands. We've had the meeting. Here it is. You're hugging each other. There's relief. The king is very mature. Wands are usually fire sign. They're older, maybe. They have more wisdom. They might not be older in age, but they have a higher level of wisdom, of information. They are either a Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. That's very possible. This could also represent you, sun, moon, and rising, or you carry characteristics where there's an understanding, there's a relief, there's a bonding forming. And then you're getting to know each other, the Knight of Wands. And sometimes it can be, this is like before, like the of Cups or the Wands, or, just getting to know each other. You're tired, you've been through the battle, and the two of you are just sitting there, you're conversing, you're getting to know each other. You don't care about what's going on in the background. Love is sitting right here. There's other birds around. You're just taking that time to get out and getting to know each other in a more personal, private setting without two people, and there's things going on around you, but you're not seeing that. You're focusing on each other, looking in the eyes. You're not really getting sexual, but you're getting to know each other. And then we have the Sun card. And how beautiful is this? The Sun card is two people who are really getting intimate. They're really into each other. This is a beautiful thing. There's the light at the end of the tunnel. Things are, you've got that communication, you've got that openness and that trust with each other. And it really is a beautiful card. Things are bright and warm and compassionate. They're romantic. And you have everything here that you need. And so it's kind of like sealing, or, that bonding is so secure. So if you have any questions whatsoever, say you want like a more individualized reading that's geared towards you, go to the website, www.angelic-comfort.com, and take a look there and schedule a reading, a private session with me, and we'll see what we can figure out for you. And remember to also check your sun, moon, and rising signs. And usually, if you're a Capricorn, your sun sign is going to be a Capricorn. But check out what your moon and your rising signs are. There are plenty of places on the internet that will give you the information. Comes right down to the day and the time you were born and your location, and they'll tell you what you need to know. But know that I love each and every one of you, and until we meet again, namaste.